This is not a set OS X free video, because I don't agree with that. I think it's a very bad idea. But that's not why I'm here, because we've went over all that, and I'm not going to rehash that because we get nowhere when it comes to that. So what I'm saying is, I get comments in my video saying, oh, Apple's just being greedy. If they would just release OS X and let everybody have it, it would be better. So what that tells me is these people deep down want OS X. It's just they don't want to buy a Mac or ain't got the money to buy a Mac. But I would love to see the amount of Windows defenders that if OS X went out and got put on the shelf, how many of them would buy it? I think you're all pissed because it's an operating system you want and you can't have. Everybody says, well, Windows can be run on a Mac, but Mac can't be run on Windows. Apple's just being greedy. And I just got one thing to say to that. So I guess Ford should let Chevrolet use their V8 Mustang engine. Or I guess McDonald's should let Burger King sell Big Macs, right? Or maybe Burger King should let McDonald's sell Whoppers. I mean, it's the same thing. If you're going to gripe about Apple not letting Windows run, if you're going to gripe about Apple not letting OS X run on Windows, then you better start writing people letters. Write McDonald's a letter and tell them you want everybody to be able to sell Big Macs. Write Burger King a letter and tell them you want everybody to be able to sell Whoppers. This is complete and utter ridiculousness. Whether you like it or not, Apple has every right to keep what it made to itself. I understand completely. I made this operating system that sells our hardware, and they want me to turn it loose so people don't have to buy my hardware? Are you kidding? That's just, you're just complaining because you're spiteful. You want OS X and you can't have it. It's complete and utter ridiculous argument saying that OS X should be on Windows because Windows can be run on a Mac. That's stupid, okay? Get over it. Mac OS X will never be free. Some of you want it free. Most of us don't. Apple makes hardware and software, so technically you can say they're a hardware and software company, but I agree with Dragon Ball Jiu-Jitsu. Hardware is where their bottom line comes from, and ultimately they make that software to sell the hardware. If they didn't make the software to sell the hardware, then they would let the software be PC based also, like iTunes. They don't need iTunes to sell hardware, so they let it go on the PC world. They figured they could benefit more from that. Okay, and I understand that. But to allow iLife to be run on Windows, where's the incentive to buy Apple products besides, oh, I just want a better product, or I want a Mac because it looks pretty, or, you know, a lot of people are money based, and if OS X was on the PC, a lot of people would buy a PC and put OS X on it. And we're not going to get into the marketing and, oh, it would make this up or it would make that up, or yes it would. We've had big arguments on this in the past, and that is not the point of this video. The point of this video is to make you guys understand that Apple is not being jerks when they won't let OS X run on a PC. You have to understand it's like anything else. You have a secret recipe, and you don't want to share that secret recipe with your competitors. If your competitors want to share their recipe with you, by all means. It'll not only help them out, it'll help you out. But if Microsoft didn't want Windows to be on the Mac, I'm not going to fault them for that. You got a secret recipe, you got to keep that secret recipe to yourself. You want to share your recipe? That's your business. But I'm not going to crucify you because you decide not to. And that's exactly what you guys are doing. So kind of get a little bit of a clue, please. OS X brothers.